Hey girl, we back again. What's
I'm
up?
back.
What's up?
What's up, girl? Nothing much, just rain right now.
I'm gonna say petty and feeling like with the weather. I'm beefing like, yo, I'm off. It's weekend. I'm off, and you
Oh,
out here literally playing in my face.
it's
Like,
raining hardcore. I'm a little bit bummed. I'm not gonna lie.
mhm.
It's been raining here since Wednesday. Today's Friday. So it's been 2 days already. And then it's gonna continue until next week, Thursday.
And I know if you guys have watched our episode, Ta'ja's a summer girly through and
I
through.
am big
So I know
time.
that's
Your girl is
yeah.
struggling for real. The
I know, I
struggle is
know,
real.
I know.
It's really
It's
hard for
like,
me to leave my house. I'd be like, why?
why?
It's wet outside.
No, icky
I literally
outside.
be thinking that. I'd be like, I don't need to go. Like, I have things I need to do, but I'm like, do I really?
Mm, you know what? Let's just schedule it for next week.
That part. I can't even like walk my dog. Like, I can't walk Nas, and I feel terrible because he putting on weight, and so I need to like walk him every day, and I can't. I'm like, I look him and I'm like, I'm sorry, baby.
You know what you both can do? You can
What?
go outside and be like, oh, that's all.
No, I did like one time. I did actually like set up my chair, and I took Nas outside with me on the back like porch or whatever.
Yeah, I get
And
what
we,
you're saying.
washed, but, I was like I said, "See, Wawa outside," 'cause I'll be talking to him,
And what did he
and
say back?
he looked at me like 'cause that's what he does,
That's the
he be trying to understand, girl, he be trying hard, but he can't. Well, I don't know, he's smart, I think he do understand. I think he
mm.
do.
I
Yeah.
think when they do this, they're like, you playing in my face, stop, finish. I'm like,
Yes, but
yeah.
I was like, "You see, like, Wawa outside, we can't walk, we can't," and he's just like I was like, "Yeah, my bad, I can't control the weather, I'm not God." You know what I mean? Like,
I
I
know.
what
I
can I do?
know.
Yeah,
I know. So
yeah.
that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna accept. I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna push forward. That's all we
Yeah,
can do is
literally,
push.
literally,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm good, I'm just like I
mm,
literally have homework after we finish recording, so
girl, I do too. I do too.
that
I'm gonna do
yeah.
that. I'm gonna do that. I have like just a cute reflection paper. So I'm gonna do that while I'm reflecting on outside
Yeah, yeah. I feel you,
that
girl. I feel
I
you.
know.
I feel you.
You know, I was thinking like the world right now is literally on fire, hot, like dumpster fire, right? It is. But you know what? You know what I've done? I'm like, I'm gonna put a little pep in my step, and I got me some cute little heels, little wedges, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear them because if you know me, I'm a tomboy through and through. Okay, but I'm trying to be cutesy.
Okay?
I'm gonna wear heels. And you know, Law, the stylist who dresses Xenia,
Zendaya, yeah.
he said you have to literally train your feet to walk in heels,
Mm.
and you will get used. And I was like, you know what? He's absolutely right. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So anyway,
Okay.
at work, I put on these dresses, feeling spring. I had my cute I had
Ooh.
my cute little wedges on and
Okay.
the cork wedges, and people were giving me compliments. They were like, "You look good." And I was
We love a
like,
good
I
compliment. We
love
love a good
that.
compliment.
I love
Come
that. I
through.
really do.
Come on. Come on.
I
Because
mean,
what does it hurt? It
it
does not
doesn't.
hurt. It does not hurt at all to tell someone they look good or you like something they're wearing or, just give people compliments. It's free.
Mhm.
It's literally free.
It's
And it
free.
can make someone's whole day.
Mhm. Girl,
Like you
gas is
said,
$5. If you can give
that,
someone a compliment, for free, I'll take it. I will.
For
I will.
sure. I'm taking them all. And I love that you said that because, like, right now, like, the world just doesn't feel great. It feels a little icky and a
Icky.
little dark sometimes. And I think we need a little bit more kindness. We need a
Mm.
little bit more warmth and just,
Well,
friendliness.
I love
And,
that. A great keyword, warmth, because I
yeah.
feel like I don't know if this. I feel like it's been cold lately. I don't mean like temperature cold.
Hmm.
I mean it's cold. It's the feeling. It's the energy.
Atmosphere.
Yes, and it's that shift, and you can literally feel it, and you carry it. So when someone just even like smiles, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna smile too. I'm gonna give it back. A
Reciprocate.
smile is
Reciprocate.
free. Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Yes. Percent. And it's funny because when me and you were talking about this just recently, like you were saying it's internal, it starts internal. And that's so true. Like what you give out is typically what you'll get back, you know? So
Mhm.
if you're doing the work and you're making sure you are intentional about how you show up in the world, you make sure that you show up kind, you make sure you show up warm, you make sure you show up friendly and smiling and positive. You try to keep things optimistic, then that radiates on other people. And when they cross paths with you, they can't help but to be like, and they'll give it back. Typically, not always. Some people just stubborn, but most
Yeah,
of the time, if you showing up with love, then people are gonna give you that love back. And I feel
right.
like that's where I've been, and I'm thriving, and I love it. It feels
Mm,
so great. Feels
mm,
great,
yeah,
literally. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's the simple things in life sometimes that makes the biggest difference, the biggest impact. You know what I
right.
mean?
And
Yeah.
all those things you just listed, that is really acts of kindness.
Mhm.
That's what
Yeah.
you're listing.
Yeah.
And I love this, and I wanna put this in comparison for a hearing audience. Pink has a song, and I forget the title of the song, but I remember the line, and it says, "If God is the DJ, life is a dance floor." So you
I
have
like
to
that.
really yeah, you have to really, like, just really appreciate and how I interpret that, and it can be interpreted in many ways, but how I interpret that is God is giving us this, like, He's giving this is His world, this is His world, this is His platform, and we really need to just dance. Life is a dance for appreciate it. You gotta appreciate the
Mm,
good days, you gotta appreciate the bad days. To live day in and day out. There's no
mhm,
other way to do life. I can't picture doing it any other way. And I
mm.
used to really look at life being like, damn, it's hard. Why?
Yeah.
Why am I rolling with the punches? I don't like. But now I'm like, I need to reframe. And I need to give myself grace because sometimes we just have really hard days and we gotta pull through. And I don't
Mm,
mean pull through in a crisis way because that's two different things. I mean pull through and okay, this right now, what's happening is not in my control. But I can look at it and be like, you know what? I'm gonna have a dance party and be like, yes,
yeah.
no, that's how I feel.
I really love that because two things. First of all, that is practicing gratitude. Gratitude. It's
Oh, that's a
looking
big
at the
word.
situation and saying, you know what? Like, yeah, this is not that great, but look at all the things that are going well that I do appreciate and focus on that. Being very intentional about shifting your focus. That's a big one. I think that's basically what you're talking about. The other
Yes,
part of that,
definitely.
the other part of that, when you were talking, it reminded me like God never promised us, that we won't have trouble, that we won't have problems. He never promised that. He actually promises that we will. He said, you will have problems, you will have trouble, but trust that I'm there with you. You know what I mean? And I think that what you were talking about, like recognizing that even in the face of chaos,
Yes, I love that word.
craziness,
It's cool.
hard times, trials and
You
tribulations,
know what?
okay?
Well, I'm gonna even simplify it. It's real out of pocket. Don't be doing that.
You know,
But
like,
you know what? This is, we all, I think, it's definitely us millennials, us girlies in our 30s, us men in 30s, whatever you identify with in our 30s, we are going through it. We are. And, you know, God doesn't give his battles for like no reason. God gives his battles to his strongest soldiers.
well,
And
it's growth.
we
It's
literally got
growth. No
to.
matter, I know it sucks and it doesn't feel good and we don't like it. Trust me, I
Don't like,
know. Don't like
don't
hardcore.
want.
Please stop that.
No, wait a minute, Tage, a hard stop. We,
But that's where we grow. That's
mhm,
where our character is developed. That's where God is
absolutely.
stretching us. That's where we are building, you know? That's where he can really shape and mold us. And it's a requirement. If you want to grow, you want to evolve, you want to become better. It's part of it. We have
Mm,
to experience this, the tests and the tribulations and the hard times. We don't grow in moments of fun and
mm-mm.
simple. We don't. We appreciate them, but we don't grow in those moments. We
Yeah,
don't. We
no,
literally don't. We have to, you know, get to that point where life is a little bit rough and it's hard. That's where we have to dig down deep and pull out that strength. That's where
I
we
don't
look to
want,
God and we say, you know, help me, please. I'm struggling. You know what I mean?
mm,
That's where we depend on Him. That's where we grow. That's where we're able to self assess and reflect and say, okay, how can I overcome this? What do I need to do? And
how
sometimes
did
we
I,
just need to
how do I get to where I need to be?
that part. It's
You
about
know,
becoming.
oh, I need a moment of silence for that because that's okay. So, and how are diamonds made in the rough?
Pressure, pressure,
Apply, apply.
pressure.
You have to. I
Mm.
mean, and I think this is one thing I've noticed. As humans, we make mistakes. As humans, we have flaws. As humans, we just gotta push through. We really do. And I think we need to, especially when we engage with other people, and again, talking about kindness,
Mhm.
you have to have the ability to see things from other people's perspective.
Ooh, girl.
Your perspective, my perspective. Just
Mm.
like just like a camera lens, you have to change the lens. They're gonna change, it's gonna be wide. You're gonna lens, you're gonna zoom. You know what I mean? You change. How it looks will always change. It will always shift. The way you've always thought, it doesn't stay the same.
Mhm.
So when you look perspective, you have to, as human, adapt. You have to be consistent in how you adapt. So what worked 6 years ago, baby, it's not gonna work right now. It's not.
Mhm.
And when I say we have to accept things from other people's perspective, we have to either be like, okay, I hear what you're saying, or I don't hear what you're saying, but I'm gonna let you have that because
Respect it.
what do I need to be nasty for? What do I
Mhm.
solve by being nasty? Again, that goes back to what we were talking about, kindness, you know?
There's so much that you said, and my mind is like turning. But I think if I had to like point out, or if it stays with me right now, I'm gonna try my best
Hmm.
because you said so many great things. First of all, to see other people's perspective, you first have to be able to step outside of your own. And that requires maturity.
No.
Something that a lot of people have arrested development in, meaning they have not tapped into that.
Mm,
Your perspective is not the only one, and trust me, it's probably not the right one. There's more than one perspective, there's more than one way to see something, and that like soundtrack that we have in our mind that plays all day,
mm,
that's the only thing we know, and we assume that it's right or that it's the only thing. No, there's like millions and billions of other people who have a different soundtrack playing in their mind. Okay?
mhm,
How you look at that problem or that situation won't be the same. it won't. And that doesn't mean they're wrong or they're bad. It just means y'all have a different perspective. Being able to sit down and hear and listen to someone else's
Wait,
perspective
listen.
requires maturity. It requires patience. It requires adultness. I'm making up a word right
Oh,
now.
but yeah, it
And it's not
requires
always
that.
easy. It's not always easy, you know? But
Yes.
that's where you also recognize like, okay,
So,
I didn't think about it that way, you know?
mm,
Like, yeah, other people see things and perceive things and experience things differently. And it's okay. You may
mm,
disagree, and that's okay too. But it doesn't mean you have to argue. It doesn't mean you have to be nasty, like you said. You can still meet those moments with kindness, grace, love.
yes, no, me and Tasia were besties, and Tasia has used this word in one of our personal conversations. Sometimes you have to literally digest and process what's really happening. You can't just project
Mm,
and use your feelings onto another person. It's not okay. It's simply
Lord
not
knows I've
okay.
been guilty of that one.
Me too. And that's what I said. That was one of our personal conversations. I think as humans, we have all done it. We have all done it.
100%. Yeah.
Like, I'm guilty of that. I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, God, I never did that. God, I absolutely did that. Did that.
Period. Not proud, but definitely
I
recognize I did
definitely
it.
did. I did it. And, you have to really, I think what you just said is just sit. Just kind of sit with yourself and be like, my bad. Mm, I'm a problem.
Maybe I was wrong.
Oh.
Could I have handled that a little bit differently?
Am I the common denominator?
Yeah.
Those are big. That's a big, like, oh, ow, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, how we do things that we wish we didn't do. You just mentioned that. Like, let's say, for instance, I hooked up with someone, and girl, I look back and I'm like,
Why I do that?
why I do that?
What was I thinking?
I wasn't, but there's no reason for me to sit here and if me and that person cross paths, am I gonna be nasty to him? No, I'm not. You know what
Mm,
I mean? I don't need to be his best friend. I don't need to do that. But I can be respectful when I pass because I never know now. It's his past. I never know what they're going through. You know what
true.
I mean?
Very true.
Just that the mind is literally a dangerous place. It's a dangerous place. So if I pass, I don't need to be a best friend, but I can, like you said, I can smile and move forward. I don't need to be nasty. I don't need to throw mean words. I don't need to say you did this. I don't need to do that. What for? What does it
Mm,
say? That ugliness, that part of ugliness I project, that's nasty, and I don't
mm,
want that to live in my body because it lingers.
mhm.
So, yeah, that's just my 2
Well,
cents.
yeah, and to add to that, I mean, hopefully, because you mentioned like years later, so hopefully you guys are completely different versions of yourself. Like
Oh, definitely.
the old you is gone, it's passed away. You've moved on, you've evolved, you've self-assessed, you've reflected, you evaluated, you changed, you got rid of some
Mm,
things, you added on some things, like that version of you is gone away and it's in the past. And whatever you had with that person has gone away too. You don't carry that in your spirit anymore. You should let
mm-mm.
it go. You know what I'm saying? And I think the beautiful thing about that example is kind of turning that acts of kindness outward, inward. So you practice that
Ooh.
kindness with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, give yourself grace. Be kind to yourself. Say, you know what? I made some not so great choices back in the day.
Mhm.
I am
I did.
proud of all the things I did, once upon a time. But guess what? It's okay. If I knew what I know now back then, I wouldn't have done it, but I didn't. And I had to learn that lesson. And unfortunately, I caused myself some harm, or, that person caused me harm, or that situation was traumatic, but I survived. I'm still here. What did I learn from that? So I don't do that again. That's it. Give yourself kindness too. It's not just about, being kind to other people. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. You deserve that. You deserve that.
Oh,
You
you
deserve that.
don't?
You know what I
That
mean?
is
Like,
literally
if
what you
God
just
is not out here, condemning you, why are you doing it to yourself? Stop.
mm.
Stop.
And it's like when we're so mean to other people, we're so mean to ourselves. I mean, really, I want to emphasize ourselves. It's like an open wound that we're just leaving, just leaving. We're just bleeding all over ourselves.
That negative self-talk, that's just be,
Yo,
you know?
that negative self-talk, that's a heavy one. That's a highly different episode because
Mhm.
that is a heavy. It's so I've learned the hard way how to navigate negative self-talk, and that's a journey.
It
But
is.
today, it's just
It is.
about, like,
Yeah.
you can't lead all over yourself. You can't project what you feel onto another person. You gotta deal with that. You gotta
Mhm.
deal with that. And Tasha and I have talked about therapy, do that. Because, like,
Do
if you've made
that.
some choices in your
Please
life
do that.
yeah, if you made some choices
Please.
in your life, definitely. Like, where you're like, "I don't like that choice that I made," or, "Now that choice that I made, I'm stuck with this person. I'm stuck in, like, a situation I really can't get out of." Like, for example, my mom is a single mom, and that kind of affected me, you know what I mean? You know, I never had the opportunity to be a daddy's girl. I never had the opportunity to learn how to fight with my fist. I mean, my uncle taught me that, and I'm not but I'm from dad. I never got to get that from dad. My uncle, yeah, stepped in, but I mean, I never learned from dad saying, "Hey, that person, he not the one." Or
Yeah.
that person, you wanna go to prom with that person? Let me
Right.
tell you how men think. So the
Right.
choices that I made as an individual with no hate to the people I've hooked up with in the past, no shade, nothing. I wish I knew how to address or navigate conflict better. And I
Mhm.
wasn't kind to myself when I navigated those conflicts at all. I probably owe some people apologies, definitely.
Yeah.
And I owe myself some
True.
apologies as well. So it's just
That part.
kindness goes a long way, and it's not just for that person, but it's like Tisha said, it's for yourself.
Just for
And the
you.
most important relationship you have is with
Yourself, girl. Say that. Say that. And if I could add,
of
like,
course.
realistically, until you start to practice like that kindness with yourself, you may not see a lot of that outside or in your environment. Like I was
Right.
saying earlier, like we radiate that and
You
we
yes.
attract that. What we give is typically what we get. Not always, but most of the time. So lately, it's funny because we were just talking about this and to give like some simple, practical examples of what acts of kindness looks like. I've been going to like coffee shops and Starbucks is my place and they know me by my name, okay? When
I
I walk in the
love that.
door, it's hey Tasha. I'm already feeling warm and just like I'm welcome and I feel good. It puts me in a positive mindset so that I can start working, doing homework, reading, whatever I need to do. This recently happened this week, so I'm going to share. I go
No, I
to
need
like the
to know.
counter, I'm ordering, and then one of the girls, the baristas, was like, "Hey, do you want this extra drink that we don't need? I mean, if you want it, you can have it." And it was a white mocha, so it was
I
actually
love
like
those.
really good. And I was like, "Sure, yeah, thank you." And so she gives it to me, and this is before I even ordered my own drink. So I'm like, "Do I need a drink?" Yes, I do. So I order, and then while I'm ordering, another barista, she comes up and she's like, "Here you go." And I was like, "What is this for?" And it was the cute little cake pops, the
Cute.
unicorn ones, the shape. So I was like, this is really sweet. Like, why are you giving this to me? She was like, that's because you're pretty. And then she walks away.
You
And
call me pretty?
I
You
was
call
like,
me
okay, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. And
Yay.
then it's all boom, 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 boom. It literally happened within like 3 minutes. My cup, I have a cute little pink cup that I
I
love.
remember.
It fell and it broke. And I was like, and luckily they both like it was a guy barista and a girl. They both had saw it and they were like, so they literally replaced it and they gave me a
I
brand
love
new
that.
cup. And so I literally got all three things. Plus I was greeted with kindness and just warmth and friendliness. And I was like, and that truly made my day. I was feeling
Love that.
great, like it's little things like that. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a big thing or a grand gesture, but just complimenting someone, smiling at someone, being nice, doing something nice for someone. I don't know, like pick up something that someone dropped on an accident. Like it's literally simple, so simple, but it can really impact a person's day. It can impact their mindset. It
The
can impact
week.
how they feel. Right? It can impact how they perceive themselves too. A lot of times people are feeling invisible. And so how you're interacting with someone can really like change the trajectory of their life. And I know that sounds like so serious, but
But it
I
is.
know you've heard of the
But
stories. I know
it
you've heard
is.
of the stories of that. Like
Oh
someone
my God,
saying like,
yes.
if
You know
nobody
what?
said hi to
I have
me,
to
I'm
be
gonna
honest.
blush.
You pinged my memory, like really. So I think I've told you this. I'm not sure if I shared it on the episodes, but it definitely relates to this one. Back in high school, I was nominated to join part of a challenge day.
Oh, I do remember.
Do you
Hmm.
remember that?
I do.
And it was literally the best day of my life. Maybe it was like subliminal of what made me become a social worker and get in the mental health field. And I didn't realize that till later. As I said, I accidentally fell into the social work field. But maybe it was subliminal. Maybe it was just alignment and it happened. But anyway, because one person during one of the leaders was like, you have what it takes to be a social worker. And I
Mm,
was like, really? You know what I mean?
yeah.
During the day, a lot of personal messages were happening, and there was 100 of us stuck in a room for 6 hours,
Oh, wow.
and it was literally the best. And it was how I met one of my boyfriends as well.
Okay.
And so the next day, I tend to sit in the hall, in the classroom, and I sit on the floor and I read, girl, you know I'm always reading, right?
Mhm.
Always. There's this one teacher, and he would walk past me. Demeanor was very, like, I don't know, off, not off in a bad way, he was just you could tell he was running like a film without sound, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Just
Mm.
coasting through life. And anyway, I always would look at him and smile. So that the next day after challenge day, he was a part of that. Teachers were participants of that. And he sat down and got to my level and he said, you know, every day you sit here and I'm gonna like every day you sit here and you just like smile to me and he was like, you know, one of those days you did happen to smile at me and that was one of the days that I was gonna end my life and because you
Mm.
smiled that like literally just like that made my day and just because I get to see you on the floor every day and smiling just I don't know, it was nice and I appreciate that and I wanted to say thank you.
Mm.
So you never know what someone's
I
going
got the
through.
goosebumps because I felt that. I felt that. I felt that. That is real, real. There's a lot of people out here that are fighting silent battles that you have no idea about. And your smile, your hello, your opening or holding the door for them, those little things, those acts of kindness truly make a world of difference. Literally,
That's
literally.
it.
That is so beautiful. I hope
Mhm.
that he is doing well today. I hope he's
True,
still, I
I've always
pray
wondered what
he
happened
is.
to him.
Yeah, I pray he's thriving, like, and it's so amazing that, God allows you to be able to influence impact him in that way, in such a little simple way, but, like, your paths were crossing, you didn't even realize. You didn't even
I just would look up.
know. You didn't even know.
No, cause as a deaf person, you don't hear what's, happening. So when he would come, this man was tall guy, he was tall. So I don't know if anyone trying to get my attention. I went to a public school, so he would, walk, and I would just happen to look, and then I just smiled, going to make sure nobody was trying to get my attention.
And your smile potentially saved someone's life.
Life. You
That
can't
is
replace
so
people.
serious. That is so
No.
beautiful, but that's heavy too. It
Uh-huh.
just it just adds a layer of importance as to why acts of kindness really do matter.
Did I
They
do?
really do matter. And I know sometimes we become busy and we miss things and we don't always think about it. Honestly, sometimes we just need to pause, slow down, be present, be attentive to your environment, your surroundings, where you are. And if you're interacting with someone, please choose kindness. Please,
Please?
please,
And
please.
last, before we wrap up, I try to make the habit of texting people because you never know what your friends are going through. I'm not the
Girl.
best at it. I'm working on it.
Same, same. I have
But
room to grow.
But definitely check on your strong friends
Yeah.
and just be like, "Are you good? Like, are you good? Do we need to schedule and talk? Like, I got you. Do you need me to make time for you to just listen? I got you. Or, whatever you need, I'm here. I'm sorry, I haven't checked in a while, but I can give you a moment of my time."
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. And that's a very practical thing that we can do starting today, and just be mindful of going forward.
Mhm.
Family, friends, whoever. Just make sure that you are thoughtful about how you are showing up in the world.
You
I think
will.
that's just a simple way to kind of wrap it up. And I'm thinking for homework,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
we ask either as what's one act of kindness that you've already, practiced or completed this week, or what's one act of kindness that you plan to do starting today? What do you think about that?
Mm.
And share that with us. Put it in the comments. What are some, acts of kindness that you are actively practicing or you plan to actively begin practicing starting today? And if you have another, like, beautiful, impactful story like Tori, share that too. We would
Yeah.
love to hear that.
And I also love to hear what is something someone had done for you that you never forgot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that a lot. I think
Yeah.
that's good. I feel good about, where we are wrapping up.
Mhm.
I hope, and I pray that you took just one little nugget of something, something sweet and kind from this episode, and that it stays with you from here on out. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until next time, you think?
Yeah.
Bye.